Hello, hello. Dun, 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 dun. You see all the beauty behind me? You see me? Hello. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Orthodox Easter. Happy all the other holidays that there are. Welcome. Today we're discussing amazing subject. Well, amazing. I don't know how amazing it is, but we're discussing it. Today we're discussing how to process breakups feminine way. I hope you will never have to do it, but if you have to, at least you will be prepared and you will know. And maybe you can go back to your relationship that you already had, and you can heal them, you can redo them, you can kind of work with them. Um, so let's hope that you won't need it, but if you will need it, you will know how to act. Now, before we will start, I wanted to answer a question. Somebody asked me a question. I always talk about masculinity and femininity, and that we are attracted on the opposite. So the more feminine I am, the more I attract masculine men, and vice versa. Now the question is, I'm masculine and the man I'm dating is masculine as well. Does that mean that we won't be happy and our relationship won't last? No, that doesn't mean that. Usually what happens in these cases, there is usually two scenarios. Either this man, because he's so masculine, he will push you into your femininity. That's what usually happens. Or you can become you will stay masculine, and you guys will be clashing all the time. Like you will be fighting, you will be trying to you will try to prove your point. So either this, or if you won't give up your masculinity, and at one point, while you will be clashing, at one point he will just he will leave, or you will leave him, because the two energies cannot be as a couple. Some of you, or if he's a weak masculine, then he will become feminine. But usually masculine men don't get to that point. I had a masculine man, and even though I was not, I was acting masculine, but I was not masculine. And when I was too masculine, he would push away, and then we will kind of reconnect. So that's what could happen. So it doesn't mean, usually what happens when a man is truly masculine, a woman could not be as masculine as a truly masculine man. So what will happen? You will start getting more and more feminine. That's what will happen. Okay. So that's the question. Now let's get into breakups. So one of you asked me to go over this subject, and I really prepared what to do and how to get out as a winner, or at least as a neutral member. Now, somebody asked me a long time ago, who is suffering more when there is a breakup? There is no such thing, but in the long run, it is a man who is suffering more, or at least the person who is in masculine energy. Why? Because a woman needs a man, feminine energy needs masculine energy to provide security, usually. So if a man is providing housing for me, pays my bills, provides the food and everything, when I suddenly lose him, I'm scared. I'm not sure how to act now. What will happen with my bills? Who is going to pay my my immediate expenses? So that's what happened. Now, so I will be. Plus, usually women are more attached. Why they're more attached? Because they're getting security from a man. So I would be suffering, a feminine person would be suffering more in the beginning. Once I will realize that I can do it all on my own, I probably wouldn't even think much about the guy. Now, masculine energy will be happy to get out from the feminine woman. So if it's a masculine, if it's a guy, he will be happy to get out from a woman for some time. Because look, masculinity gets pleasure, inspiration, and energy from a woman. So right now, at this moment, he has a lot. That's probably even too much. Maybe that's why he wants to get away. Once he will start missing this energy, then he will start suffering, because he will want that woman and her energy again. For that, maybe you would need some time, maybe a couple months, maybe a couple weeks, depending on the energy of a man and a woman. So in the beginning, it's usually the feminine energy that suffers most, and usually it's a woman. In the long run, it's men that are suffering more. Because remember, a woman is a ball of pleasure. A ball of pleasure will always have somebody who will want it. It's easy for a woman to have and the normal women usually have a few admirers, so she always should feel secure. She always will have somebody who will kind of like her, who will be with her, so she will not be suffering for too long. But in the beginning she will suffer because obviously it's unexpected, and women need security. They need to know what to expect from the next day and from from days to come. Okay. So here is a few things that I wanted to mention. Breakups don't just happen. If you experience a breakup, if it happened, you needed it. It's a change, so you need to welcome it. Usually, breaks up happen when you're betraying yourself. So when you are putting the person so much like that person is so important in your life that you forgot about yourself, your unconscious um, will start kind of fighting for your own space. So remember, in your life you are the most important person, nobody else. You could not tell your mind that without that man you won't survive. Once you will start thinking like that, it's like you losing yourself. You losing your kind of your wholeness, and your mind will be protecting that wholeness. So that's usually when the breakups happening, when usually you separating from somebody. It's not always a man. For example, if you are dissolving yourself in children, they will try to push away from you. If you are dissolving yourself in if you think that your life depends on your job, probably the job will be jeopardized. It's always like this. You could not lose your wholeness. Nothing is you are not dependent on anything. You're depending only on yourself. And when you start thinking that you're depending on something, that's when it will be pushed away from you, so you can regain your wholeness. I hope it makes sense. Also, when you become too dependent on somebody and too into somebody, you invading their aura. Even without, even if you, I already mentioned this a few times, even if you are not calling the man, even if you're giving him space, but you're constantly thinking and running in your head, the situations with him, the conversations with him. If it's like on and on and on and on, you are invading his space. You could not. You have to be you have to live your life basically. So if this happened in your life, yes, I know it could hurt because it happened to me. Usually it always happens on my terms, but the situations that lead to it obviously it was not was not nice. So if it happens, it's a change. You need to welcome it. Just because also remember, just because you broke up with the guy doesn't mean that you will not be together again. It could be fixed, and it could be fixed fast. And maybe this is just the time for you to rethink and remove your energy out from his aura, and get yourself back together, get your wholeness again. Remember that you are a person, you are your own consciousness, your own individuality. You could not, your life and well-being does not depend on that other person. Now, how to process the breakup. So I will go through how to process the breakup, and I will give you step by step. Okay, so first of all, you need to get out from the victim mentality. Nobody wants to punish you. It didn't happen to you to punish you. I know how people think. I know I was there. I was in that situation. Remember, you created this situation and you can uncreate it. Don't ever feel defeated, because this is not true. Remember, you're playing with yourself with a bunch of mirrors. People are phantoms. And at this point, they will not at this at any point, they're just teaching you something, teaching you, helping you to develop in your life. So if you will decide that this man that broke up with you, or you broke up with, can still help you to develop, he can get back to your life. And usually people get back. I mean, probably not the smartest idea, but you can get him back. So feel good. What you need to do, you need to make sure that you take all your energy back from the guy, from the situations that happened with him, especially not a very happy situations, like if you guys were fighting, if you If there were unpleasant conversations, so you need to take all that energy back. You also take back energy from the relationship with him, or anything that connected to him. So if you lived in his apartment, you take your energy back from that place. If you like from anything, so basically that's what you say. I take my energy back from I don't know, from Jodo, and from the relationship with him, and from everything that connected to him. And the energy gets purified and comes back to me, like that. So you need to make sure that you take all the energy back. Doesn't mean if you take the energy back that he will forget and never remember you. No, it doesn't mean that. He probably will come back much faster if you will take your energy. As I said, usually breakups happen when we're too much into other person, when we think that other person is the god that's basically holding us alive. So we're invading his space, and usually people just try to remove themselves, so there won't be this kind of energetic pressure on them. And you just need to make sure to get that energy back, and you will receive it already clean. The energy comes back clean usually. So don't be afraid, as I said, to take your energy back. You need to do it. Even you are in a relationship right now with the man, and you are putting him a little bit too high above you, or even below you, or the relationship are just not healthy. You make sure to take energy back. I actually take energy back from anybody who I spend time with at any day, like this. Before going to sleep, I take my energy back from everybody, because that's just how it is. That's how it should be. All right. So, but with the guy that you broke up, you need to make sure you take your energy back often. Probably a few times a day for the first week, for sure, for sure. You need to make sure that you clear the energy. You need to neutralize the energy. Make sure you take yours. Once you take yours back, his will go back to him. It will be much healthier. You will see. Now you need to make sure that you have the right emotional state toward the guy, and towards the relationship, and anything that connects you to him. Whatever happened at the end is not the indicator of how your relationship worked. I'm sure at the start your relationship with him was happy. I'm sure you were in love. I'm sure you saw him as this perfect man in your life. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be with him. There was a reason why you started even being with him. So you need to get back to that emotional state. Maybe you wouldn't be as enamored by him, as excited to be with him, but at least you will create the neutrality, and then from neutrality it will be much easier to get somewhere. From negativity, it's much harder to jump into positivity. The gap is too huge. You always need to be aim for neutrality. So he's been in your life, and you need to make sure that you remember this, that you focus on whatever was good in your relationship. I mean, and the thinking should be from abundance, not from the lack. So you couldn't be thinking, oh, we used to eat pancakes every Sunday, we used to make pancakes and eat them together, and now who I'm going to eat pancakes? Oh my god, this sounds so beautiful. You could not think like this. You need to think something like, those our rituals to eat pancakes was just amazing. I'm grateful that we had that ritual. I'm grateful that that happened in my life, that it was in my life. This is how you need to think about everything. Doesn't mean that if the guy is gone, you will never eat pancakes on Sunday. You can have it with another guy, or maybe with another guy you will have a different kind of ritual. It would be amazing too. So think like this, out of abundance. You need to get to that feeling first. And this is exactly what I put. You should feel neutral and a little grateful. If you will start having this feeling constantly, or at least 70% of the time, the guy will be back. I guarantee you. This is how fast it is. Remember, we all communicate energetically. Once the energy shifts, once you will remove all your needy kind of, or maybe dirty, or maybe aggressive energy out of his space, and you will start feeling good feelings towards him and the relationship with him, he will feel this kind of this light feeling, and then that light feeling will transform into something good, and he will start remembering, oh, today's Sunday, we had pancakes. I kind of miss it, let me write her. And then you will already decide what you want to do with him. But you need to bring yourself to that energetic state. All these manipulations and well, I will get to that, will not bring you to nowhere. We are socializing energetically, and first of all, you are helping yourself to deal with it, and then obviously you helping yourself to grow, to develop, and maybe even to develop the relationship with this guy if you want to have him back. But if you will get to neutrality and a little positivity with a little gratitude for him to be um, for him being in your life, giving some kind of experiences in your life, you probably will get him back. This is that easy. Now, how to get to that feeling, especially if something unpleasant happened, maybe there was cheating or maybe something else, you need to start. You basically need to maybe even force yourself to start feeling like this. Usually, what I say my clients to do is writing 50 qualities that you like about him, about the guy himself, and 50 things that he has done for you. So you need to start focusing on something that you like, that you admired. There was something good about this guy. I mean, obviously, even if you spend a week with him or a month with him, there was something good in the beginning, especially. So what you need to do, you like, if right now you hating him, I mean, that is not true. You need to. When I was little, there was a saying, from hate to love there is only one little step. So you need to write 50 qualities that you like about him. Yes, your ego will be fighting you because your ego is protecting you and he hurt you right now. But you need to make sure that you kind of overcome ego and at least give yourself a chance to even change the situation somewhat. Remember, you're not doing it for him. You're doing it for yourself. You don't want to live relationship in a broken kind of state and then attract the guy who will treat you the same. You don't want to. You need to close up the situation. You need to move out of it in a good state. So the next guy that will be in your life will be on a different level, and you will be able to grow with him faster and from a different point. You wouldn't want to drop again and start developing with another guy and then drop and drop and drop like this all the time. This is not the point. The point is that you close the breakup in the right way. You will learn your lessons. You kind of finish your development on this level, and with the next guy, if you choose to, always this guy, you will be able to start growing and developing further and on a different level already, a little up. If you wouldn't finish good with this guy, chances are you will have the same situation with a different guy. How do I know? Because I went through this, and I went through this a few times. So, and it was like a groundhog breakup, always the same, always finishing the same. So, and you probably, if you had a few relationship, it's probably always the same patterns. So you wouldn't want to have the same pattern. You want to evolve finally. And if this is your goal, then give yourself a chance to learn, to close this experience differently, and to move on to new kind of experiences. So I hope I kind of motivated you. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to write 50 qualities of why do you like this guy. And again, you write it from abundance, not from the lack. For example, you like that he's driving the car very smoothly. It's just your kind of thing. So if you like this, don't feel like this. Oh, when we were on the on the road, I really like to be in the car with him. Now what? I'm not going to experience this again. No, don't think like this. Think like this. Oh, it was amazing experience. Like, how can it get better? How can it feel even better than how it was? Like this. So you write 50 qualities that you like about the guy. So maybe his nose, maybe the form of his ears, maybe that he doesn't speak much. So write all that. As I said, your ego, your mind will be fighting you first. It's okay. Don't allow it to fight. Um, it's okay. Just give yourself a chance. Write maybe 3 qualities that you like. Then maybe in half an hour, write 2 more. Then maybe next day, write a couple more. And so once you will write 50 qualities, you need to reread them at least once a day. So once you reread them, you kind of go through and again. Oh, I like how he drives. Yeah, it was nice. How when we were on the road and he was just driving so smoothly, I really enjoyed it. So this is the first list that you're going to do, and the second list, 50 things that he has done for you. Now, these actions that he did for you has to be significant to you. So if he cooked breakfast for you every day and you don't eat breakfast and you really don't care, then don't write it. Write only what was significant for you. For example, I'm not sure. For example, you had to change oil, and he said, "I will take your car to change oil," and this is important for you because you really didn't know where to take it or something, or um, maybe he was going with you to Costco once a month to kind of get the food and help you with the to carry it. So something that was significant for you again, or maybe he was taking you on vacations and you really enjoyed it, only something that's significant for you. So again, you will write those 50, and you will also go through them. So you will reread that list every day again, and you will feel that. You will feel how you felt when he did that for you. So maybe you like how he was bringing you flowers, and you really felt this kind of warm feeling that he brought you flowers again. You need to relive the situation and feel it again. Um, Now, usually, this is what I put here. Relationship usually end because we don't grow in them. Yes, this is often, or we make the person. So why we don't grow? Because we make the person so important that we forget to develop ourselves, or we regress. We think that that person does everything for us, so we don't need to progress anyhow. Now, and this is what happened. Now, when we don't grow, it's like water. If it will stay in this glass forever, then look how cute the glass is. Um, if it will stay in this glass forever, at one point it will become bad. You won't be able to drink it. So the same with energy. If you are not developing, energy becomes the emotional state, and the energy becomes the kind of stressful and negative, and just, it needs to move. There must be some kind of growth. And you need to. So the first thing what we do, we even that energy and we make it neutral. And with this list, that's what you will make. You will go back to the beginning of the relationship, and you will recreate that fresh water kind of type of energy. You will recreate how you felt when you first started dating that guy, and how you were feeling, how you felt yourself in that moment with that guy. It is important. Again, I remind you, we're not doing it for the guy. We're not doing it to return him. We're not doing we're to kind of to being a better person. No, we're doing it for our selfish reasons, to develop ourselves and to stay in the state that we should stay. We are doing it for our own development and growth. Remember, with this guy, with another, we will want to have a different relationship, and we will want those relationships to develop in a different kind of way. Okay, another thing. So you need to get to that point where you feel neutral, a little positive. And how you will do it? You will do it through writing those lists. Those lists are amazing thing. I write lists for you basically reconfirming to the mind. So maybe for the last 3 months you were telling the mind how bad your guy is. Now you changing the story, and you telling your mind how great he is, because he was great. You wouldn't start dating him if you weren't. Remember, this is important. As I always say, go in the beginning. In the beginning, the relationship are true, are genuine, and then we start kind of putting our projections on the relationship that we would want, and all that. Now, the next point is decide, why did you even like being with this guy? Like, what was that feeling that you felt by being with this particular guy? Like, what are you needing the most? Is it security? Is this companionship? Is this maybe I had a client, she liked to be with this she was dating this DJ, and she really liked how she felt. So he was famous and he was traveling, and she liked to be in the spotlight. So he was when I was working with her, she basically realized that she didn't really care for the guy much. She cared for the spotlight, because at one point when he decided to take a break, She was like rather bored with him because she liked to be in the spotlight, and the guy was given it to her. So what does the relationship with this particular guy was given to you? What are you missing right now? Now, if it's security, if it's companionship, if it's a spotlight, I'm not sure what else. Maybe material support. I mean, find out. Couldn't be more than two reasons. Usually, it's one reason, but find out what is the reason, the most important reason, and then decide how you're going to give it to yourself. So, for example, if the guy was giving you a spotlight, then now maybe it's time for you to kind of to do it on your own. Maybe it's time for you to become a TikTok star. I'm not sure, or maybe start your own YouTube channel, or maybe you can become a DJ too, or maybe it's something. So you need to find how you're going to do it. If it's security that you are missing, then you need to find a way how you're going to provide it for you. The reason why you broke up with the guy, because you were so dependent on him for that something that's so important for you. You were afraid that once you will lose him, that would disappear, and your consciousness basically is giving you a chance to develop it in you. The guy showed you what you need and what you're missing and how to get it. Now you can do it. You can. So if it's security, then decide how you're going to create the security. If he was basically paying for everything, and you felt very secure because you know he's going to pay for I don't know, for rent, for food. Now decide how you're going to do it yourself. Like, what if he will disappear from the, things happen? Then what are you going to do? You could not depend like this on anybody. And once you will create the security within yourself, or fame, or companionship, then you will be, when you will attract a different guy, then your relationship will be built not on kind of on how to close the need, but on different perspectives, on maybe how can we create now together, how can we contribute to the world together, something like that, instead of closing your need. So if it's a companionship, again, just decide what are you going to do. If you're bored by yourself and the guy was giving you just just an entertainment, so he was around and you felt good just to be around him, then then you just need to find out how else you're going to entertain yourself. Maybe you can start going to different events. Maybe you can call your friends. I remember I was in one relationship not for too long, but the guy didn't like any of my friends, and I think I felt kind of almost good that he was so possessively into me, so to say. And I remember at one point I realized that I'm not socializing with my friends, which was very strange for me because I appreciate my friends. Even then, I was appreciating them very much. So when we broke up, I felt empty. I felt like, now what? So maybe it's time for you to reconnect with your friends, with your acquaintances, and kind of tend to yourself like that. Now the next, so find out what it was that brought you to this guy, what you really liked from being with him, what you really like from the situation with him, and then decide how you're going to give it. Once you will start giving it little by little to yourself, you will see the universe will help you out. You will see something will turn out. Either you will come up with some kind of business idea, if it's security that you need, or if it's companionship that you need, then maybe you will meet an amazing person, maybe a guy, maybe somebody else, maybe some friends, some group of friends. I remember I had she was not a client, but I was mentoring her a little bit in the beginning, and she was very much afraid to be by herself. I'm not sure what was her issue. I think she was the only child, and she kind of was afraid. Like in childhood, her parents were leaving her very often. So regardless, doesn't matter. So when the guy left her, she was afraid that she will be on her own now. And what happened? She decided to travel, and she met these two girls that were like very sociable, and they were traveling and moving around a lot. And they basically became like really good friends, and she was traveling with them for some time, and they're friends till now. So don't be afraid. like start start giving whatever you need to yourself. Now, another point is you need to have a plan how you're going to stay feminine. When you are truly feminine, you wouldn't care much about whether the guy stays with you or not. And the guy, if when you're truly feminine, the guy wouldn't want to lose you, because remember, you're a ball of pleasure. Who wouldn't want to stay next to a ball of pleasure? But you need to be truly feminine, not in dirty femininity when you're afraid to lose him and you're jealous and you're possessive and you're crying, oh, you don't love me, or who you've been with, who is this girl you're talking to? No. But when you're truly enjoying your life, enjoying yourself, enjoying the relationship with this guy, and you also know how to have high standards, the guy will never leave you. So meanwhile, if you are separating from the guy, find a way how you're going to develop your femininity. This is how I started developing my femininity. I realized that all my relationship were on, like, had a particular pattern. They all started the same, really bright, really good. They all developed for some time, and I was really excited. I really liked the guy. Then I would get attached, and I was afraid to lose the guy, because I thought that if I will lose him, then that me that was with him, I mean, will not exist. And that was usually what was happening. I would kind of lose myself, and I will fall down, and then next guy would kind of bring me up again. And this is not normal. I could not. I shouldn't have been depending on guys or anybody in my life like that. So what happened? I basically, after my big love, I realized that something is wrong. I mean, every guy couldn't be bad. Maybe there is an issue with me. And I started working with energy and working with my mind. And I already told the story, so I'm not going to repeat it. But it was the man and the relationship that kind of opened my eyes and helped me realize that I'm not that I'm not processing the relationship and breakups correctly. And that's how I started developing my femininity. Once I developed my femininity, first of all, the guys don't leave me like that. They couldn't, they only leave me when I kind of ready to let them go. And when we kind of separate our paths, I never feel any kind of lack or negativity or anything. I just feel neutral and a little grateful for the guy being in my life and giving something to me. Maybe it's whatever it is. So I'm always a little grateful. I never feel like what if I never meet a guy like this? What if, like, it never really even crosses my mind. First of all, he always can come back, and second, I mean, there is so many men, and I'm just I would be excited to meet others and maybe and develop. Um, Honestly, I can go to back to any of my exes and develop with them too. It's not an issue, but I just don't have that feeling of lack within me, and you shouldn't either. I mean, there is so many people in the world. I'm sure for us there will be enough men. So you need to have some kind of plan. If you are in a breakup now, get my course. You will see the link in the description of this video and under every video. And start doing the exercises. If you need my help, I do consultations. You can get with me, but start doing something. I mean, you're a woman, and as a woman, there shouldn't be no breakups in your life. Like at least not in the way how we see them and how we see them happening in the world around us. Um, yeah. So if you are truly feminine, nobody will leave you. It's impossible. Everybody wants to be within pleasure. Everybody wants a little bit. Another point that I put here, I don't think I have to repeat it, but I will say it for the energy's sake. Don't get into partying and running wild. Especially women that have a lot of masculine energy. They want to show the world and themselves and the man that they're so independent and they don't care. But all this partying and posting on Instagram, look how happy I am and everything, it only drains energy. The guy knows why you're doing it. You know why you're doing it. Everybody knows it. Uh, it won't help. I would actually do the opposite. I would not even look on Instagram. I wouldn't check his. Obviously, you shouldn't check any man's stories. Um, I don't. I mean, there is couple maybe men that I even look at the stories. So you shouldn't be checking their stories, and you shouldn't be posting your stories for the sake of another person. Never do that. Regardless of where you are, what stage. I mean, if you're doing something for the sake of other person, you're betraying yourself. And remember, being truthful to yourself is the first kind of rule for self-love, self-worth, and everything, and the femininity. You can't give love if you don't love yourself. So make sure you don't do that. Now, also, because it drains the energy, all this partying, all this kind of um, all this being outside and trying to control outside drains the energy very much. Now, and when the energy gets drained, you need to replenish that energy. So what you're starting to do, you're starting either writing him or writing your friends or telling them your sad stories, and so they will kind of feel a little sorry for you and give you a little bit energy. These are all crumbs. You wouldn't get a good amount of energy if you like through these activities. This is not this is just a you will drain more energy that you will replenish. So don't do that. It's not the way to live through breakup. And if you, I know this is mostly masculine women that do, it's very masculine kind of approach to the situation. Um, you're basically what you're trying to do, as I said, you're trying to control the outside when you should work with the inside. The outside will not do nothing for you. You are not in the position at that moment to control outside. You need to work within inside. And I wanted to tell you the story how I work. I don't know who is going to listen to this, but I will tell you the story. So I'm traveling right now, and as you know, and I'm not going to tell you where it happened because I don't know who's going to listen. And I don't want to put nobody in any kind of situation. But there was a guy that I really liked. I liked, we I will spend some time together. He took me to some places, and we were almost on the same territory. So one day I saw him was there with another girl and with another woman, and she was beautiful. I mean, she was tall, slender, stylish, and she was beautiful. Honestly, I mean, usually I love every woman and every man. I mean, like usually, fortunately for me, I only see beautiful people around me. So she was beautiful, and I had this feeling that I never have. Very rarely I have this like feeling of what, I can't believe it. Like it was an outside feeling that happened to me, and I didn't like that I felt like this. Um, like like what is happening? It couldn't happen in my life. The thing is that she wasn't really anything for him, but he had other plans for for whatever for that evening. So this is what I did. I went inside the room. I didn't really care for the guy much. I didn't care for the for I were going to connect later on together. I were going to go to dinner together. I really didn't care for none of that. But what I cared is the feeling that I had inside. This feeling is not familiar to me. I never get jealous. I never get angry, and I definitely don't feel lack. At that moment, I felt a little lack. I felt like somebody is trying to take something that's mine, which is what was very wrong. That was very, very 3D for me. Like very much, I rarely think like this, but it was in the moment. You know, when you see a guy you like with a woman that is super beautiful, you kind of in the moment. It was like a second. So I went to my room, and I'm like, okay, this is not the story. I'm going to change that it's not my reality. Basically, this is how I told myself. So what I did, I got back into my femininity. Lucky for me, I can control this fast and easy, and I can work with my energy very fast. So I got back into my femininity. I remember that I'm a ball of pleasure, and everybody wants me. I also did a couple exercises. If you do my course, you probably also do these exercises. I did loop especially, um, and um, and then after I did for maybe 10 minutes, I did this exercises. I kind of stayed in my femininity. I breathed within me. I did couple reread my list on why I am so amazing, and and after like, and then I decided, okay, let me just relax. I was sightseeing, I'm a little tired, let me just relax for a little bit, and then I will go. I had some other plans in the city. So I relaxed, and for 10 minutes I was just drowsing in my beautiful feminine state. I mean, I was just flowing in self-love. I really already forgot about the guy, about anything that was happening. So, and I don't know, I think it was like 10-15 minutes, and I hear this little knock on my door, and I opened the door, and the guy was staying there. And I said, "Well, I thought you were going somewhere." And he's like, "No, I was going, and then I thought, why don't I ask you? Maybe you want to come with me." So this is how it works. You see, we're all socializing through energy. Yeah, if I would go to another place and I would post on my story, "Look, I'm having so much fun," he probably wouldn't even look at the story. But I even the energy, I got back into my body, into my aura. I I kind of neutralized the energy. I returned it back with him. I made it good with him. I made it neutral, a little positive. And then I just sit and felt good within myself. And the guy just came back. So you don't need to control outside, control the inside. Once you will start controlling inside, the outside will basically will start working in your favor. It's always like this. I tried so many times. Why? Because I don't have much masculine energy, and I will lose. I won't be able to control outside. So what? Yeah, I'm going to go to couple restaurant and post couple stories, but I will be drained much faster than the guy will realize that I'm having a good time. So that won't work. Don't do that again. Don't don't control outside, and don't try to influence outside. Control the inside. Better think about how to become more feminine, and the guy will feel the energy and just will be drawn to you. All right, another one is these are for my ladies that have kids. If you have children, I hope you watch the dialogue on motherhood and femininity. Please do. It's um, very useful, even if you don't agree with much, but you can take some pointers, and maybe some ideas will be stuck in your head, and you will be kind of developing them, and maybe you will find some useful information. So if you have children, remember, your relationship with the guy is your relationship with the guy. So um, don't involve kids in anything. Now, if you're going through breakup, if the guy was mean to you, if he betrayed you, if he, I don't know, cheated on you, I mean, these are your issues with the guy. Don't involve kids, because you're traumatizing them. For them, he's still their father, the best father they will ever have. There is no other. They will never have another father. Yeah, you can get them a whole bunch of stepfathers, but the father is only one. So don't like, they have their own relationship with the father. Basically, they have a relationship with you, and they have the relationship with the father. Don't put your sad kind of burden on them and your sad stories into them. Don't tell them how bad their father is and how he betrayed. Anyways, they will feel it, especially if they're small. They're in your energy field, they will feel it, so you don't even have to repeat yourself. But at least allow them to have strong roots. Tell them something like, maybe, if they are asking you. If they don't ask, don't tell nothing. But if they ask, say, "Me and your father were having our kind of issues, but we will work with them, we will deal with them. For you, I mean, your father still loves you, I mean, there's no problem." And here I wrote, "Better yet, send them to the grandma and give yourself time to get back into your pleasure." And I think uh, I told you about the story about somebody I knew. She basically took her kids to the father, and took herself on a lengthy vacation. She said that she basically told him that, "I think you are making better money, so you can care for our children better." Like this, she basically gave him the kids, and she went on vacation. She said that she needed time for herself, and in a little bit, I mean, they get back together, as far as you know. So don't do that, obviously. But the guy is their father, and he's masculine. He knows how to care. It is in his in his DNA, in his masculinity. To they develop, man develops through caring. So he will probably be better for the kids right at this moment, until at least you will get back into pleasure. Remember, a man provides, man gives care for the kids, provides security. A woman gives love, pleasure, and inspiration. But if you are not in love and in pleasure and inspiration yourself, what are you going to give your kids right now? You probably will just give them a lot of sadness, and maybe not a very good opinions about the guy. So if you can, send the like, either allow the guy to care for kids at this moment, or at least don't put on them the burden of your issues. Remember, for your kids, I mean, they're your kids. You can be mad at the guy, at the father, but these are your kids, and you want them to be strong, and you wouldn't want to damage their future. You wouldn't want them to be traumatized forever. So, and have trust issues and all that. So make sure, don't speak bad ever about your father. If you will even think, if you think bad about your father or your mother or your grandparents or anybody in your surrounding, these are usually somebody's words. um, like, for example, maybe your mom was talking particular way about your father. Maybe your mom was not very in a very good relationship with her in-laws, and so she was talking bad about your grandparents, and you still have these opinions. Remember, those opinions were put on you by somebody, but you are powerful enough right now not to do this to your kids, and don't do that. Make sure they have their own opinion with everybody. With the grandparents, this is the best grandparents they have. With the father, this is the best father they have. With the mother, this is the best mother they can have. So allow them to have that feeling, even if maybe it sounds a little delusional. For them, these are still the best people in their surrounding. All right. Now, if you have shared assets, so there are people that go through breakup after some years. This is I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to give you advice, but this is what I did. Thankfully for me, I never had like that much of shared like assets with men, but I always was in trust. Maybe fortunately for me, or maybe I really didn't care for those assets. Or maybe I knew that the guys will never like leave me without everything. So I actually, I fortunately was always provided for when I broke up with any of the guys. Well, provided at least like in the as much as they were able to. So if we had a set of glasses together, um, actually this glass were given to my parents on their wedding. Look how beautiful! So that's why it's a significant glass for me. When I saw it, I was so nostalgic. So. So what I want to say is that you need to be in trust. So feminine energy is not going to fight for forks and knives. Feminine energy is going to be in trust um, and acceptance. So you basically, okay, I know that he's going to take care of me. Uh, so so basically you know that he will provide for you. You know that that there is, but you shouldn't be like um you shouldn't like expect to fight for it. I don't know, it's just this is a very kind of interesting feeling. It's the feeling that, okay, if he will get me something, he will get me something. If not, then not, but he will. Masculinity is not going to take. It's not. I mean, I know masculine men. I didn't see in one masculine man that was fighting for his forks and knives, or even their houses or something. And those masculine men were not very wealthy usually. So obviously you have to speak to your lawyer and like protect yourself. But inside, your energy should be in trust. You should know that it will work out in your favor. A man will fight you if you will be too masculine. Then he will be like competing with you. But if you will be like, okay, I know that you will be fair, you probably wouldn't even need to go through the fights. I mean, up to you again. Some people like divide millions and millions of dollars, maybe then you need more help than just energy. But for the most part, I knew very wealthy masculine men. I knew not very wealthy masculine men, and um, I haven't seen one masculine man that would be like, you know, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to fight for my house or for something. Um, I haven't. I don't know. I mean, maybe I was just fortunate. But usually, man, they're like pretty easy to separate. Now, if it's a feminine man, yeah, he will be because he needs his security. He will be fighting for forks and knives and even the table. He will cut it in half just to have his half. That I saw with feminine men. I saw a couple of those, and it's not easy for them to go through breakup. But masculine men usually are very generous and they don't think twice. So I think, and remember, it's all about energy, nothing else. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So this subject is really wide. We can talk more about this, but I think I covered the main part. So this is what to remember. Remember, if the breakup happened in your life, it happened because you needed it. It's not because the guy wants to leave you for another girl. It's because you needed it for your development. That means that you either completely stuck, or you're regressing instead of progressing, or you think that without that guy you wouldn't survive, which is wrong. You need to return your wholeness to yourself. Um, or maybe you outgrew the guy and just accept the breakup. So maybe you develop so fast and the guy is not. That doesn't happen often. It's either you both together developing or you just staying on the same level together. um, but okay, let's imagine you work with me so much, you didn't pay attention to your man too much for like a few weeks, and then you went to this level, your energy is up and his energy is still here. The breakup will happen. So what will happen? Either he will initiate the living, or you will initiate, or you will initiate some kind of events that will initiate the breakup, some kind of separation, or he will find somebody who's on his energy level, so he doesn't have to kind of prove himself to you if it's a weak guy. Usually, this is what could happen. That's why the cheating happens. As if you watch the dialogue. Um, why men and women cheat, I explained that masculine men don't usually cheat. It's feminine men that cheat. And why? Because they need to feel like they can accomplish something, like they could be a hero for somebody. And if they could not be a hero for their own woman, they need to find somebody who they can be a hero to. Usually it's a woman who has lower energy than yours. Then he basically, when he cheats with her, he feels greater. He feels better. So that's what happened. But it always happens as your initiative. So don't think that when somebody comes to me and like, can you imagine, after 20 years I thought we lived perfectly, and then the guy just told me he's leaving me. I don't believe that it just happened like this. It just doesn't happen like that. There was signs, there was something. You couldn't just it couldn't just happen like that. Probably most often it's a woman that it's one of the parties that needs growth, like that. So it doesn't happen. Accept this. Just accept as it is, and welcome it. Mostly, if you are a self-sufficient person in all your four roles, it will never happen to you. The breakup doesn't happen to self-sufficient people. Usually those are not even breakups. Those are like, let's take a time apart, or let's you usually grow together, just grow on a different levels. The breakups like those don't happen. Now, feminine energy suffers most in the beginning. Masculine energy suffers most in the long run. How to process the breakup? Know that you can. That don't be in a victim mode. Remember that you created it. You can uncreate it. Don't feel defeated. Remember that if the guy chose to be somewhere outside, away from you, make sure to take all your energy back. You are not supporting him no more. Make sure to take energy from the relationship, from all the situations that happened to him, from the place that you live together, from everything. Basically, take the energy back. Don't be afraid. It doesn't mean that you won't be together. It just means that you need to get your energy and to recreate your wholeness. Um, the breakup usually happens when the energy is just either in another person or too much in another person. You just invaded another person, so you lost your wholeness. You lost your perfect act, basically, another person. Have the You need to return to the right. So this is what it is. You understand that you are not a victim. You basically understand that you created it, you can uncreate it. You understand that you can return the guy if you decide to. You understand that you just need to return your energy back and recreate your wholeness, your aura. You need to get yourself back into your aura. So you understand all this. Just remember that. Then you need to even the energy. You need to bring energy to neutrality, bring it a little bit to positivity, and return it to gratefulness. So you need to be grateful for some experiences that you have right now with that you had with that man in the past or even right now. Now, to stay in those feelings, don't fight your ego. Your ego will tell you that he's a bad person and he hurt you. Don't fight the ego. Let it say whatever it says. Write 50 points, a list of 50 points why you like that guy to start with. Don't write it as he's a star and you're just a fan. Like, oh my God, he has the best eyes that I ever seen. No, I mean you like him because he has like beautiful eyes, but it's not the only eyes that you could that you could see. And so write 50 things why you like him. That would even the energy a little bit. And then 50 actions that he did for you. Like what did he did for you that you are so into this guy and so afraid to lose him? And then reread those lists daily. Now, find the reason why you like this guy so much. Like, what even holds you to this guy? I mean, despite the energy, obviously, there must be something. It's usually one or two reasons, usually one, but it could be two. So it could be the security, companionship, could be maybe, as I said, there could be a spotlight, could be something else, maybe material support, something that holds you to that guy. Maybe he's a good listener, I don't know. And then decide how you're going to give it to yourself. So if the guy was giving you presents every single week, and that's why you fall for him, I mean, start giving presents to yourself every single week. Um, that's that. Then decide how you're going to be feminine. Whether you want it or not, you're a woman. At one point, you will have to start developing your femininity. Remember, once you're feminine, you're self-centered. You become this pleasant um, this pleasant energy, pleasant consciousness that everybody wants. And if you um, and you just need to you need to realize that everybody will want that ball of pleasure. So developing femininity is just a matter of time. At one point, you will get to that. So since you broke up with the guy, maybe it's time to kind of start doing this, and then he will feel the energy and he will want to come back to you. And then you will decide whether you will take him or you will upgrade your standards, or maybe you will get him back on your terms, and your relationship will be already different. Don't get into partying and running wild. It only drains energy. Don't post on social media to prove anything to anybody. You're controlling outside. You need to control inside. So controlling outside will never do the trick. You need to control inside, especially if you're not masculine. That would only make you very weak. Don't do that. Now, if you have children, remember that their relationship with their father are their relationship with their father. For them, he's the only father that they will ever have. You will have another maybe few husbands. For the kids, these are the only father they will have. Don't spoil it for them, for their future relationship, for their security overall. They need to feel like this is the best father that there is, and he's just a wonderful person to be. Don't involve them in your stories with this man or with any man or with anybody else. But that I already spoke about that in motherhood and femininity. If you could not control yourself, maybe send the kids to the father for some time. They will be fine with him. You can tell him that, look, it's hard for me right now. I just could not. I need time for myself. I need to heal. And this just he will understand. I mean, If you guys are not like fighting with knives, I mean, he will understand. Plus, these are his kids. He will not do nothing. You don't need to worry. Now, if you have shared assets, if you're going through a divorce, I would recommend the feminine way is to be absolutely like not neutral, but in trust and in acceptance of the situation. That's why I always tell it would be good to have the contract before the marriage if you're getting married, because in the contract it's already um, everything is already in contract. You know what to expect. You know what you will get if you will get divorced. But okay, if you don't have one, just if you are truly feminine, if you will be in trust, you will know that a masculine man, will never leave you. It's not in their nature. He will not leave you without anything. Men usually start fighting, either they are very feminine and you're very masculine, or you're very masculine and you're fighting them on their level. You will lose it. So it's better to kind of make some kind of deal, like you can tell him, I'm sure you will be fair to me, or something like that. If you want to say, I wouldn't even say nothing. I would be just in real trust. Again, if the conversation is about millions and millions of dollars, maybe it's good to get a lawyer. But while you're getting a lawyer and the help of maybe of a whole team of lawyers, you still need to be in trust. You need to trust that the situation will turn out in your favor, and that the man will kind of will do what is good for you. That he will not forget all that good that were between you and him. So that's it. Another, so that's for this topic. I hope it's useful. I'm sure it's useful. Let me know, what do you think about this. Write me what you think. I love to hear your feedback, even if you write. um, I get messages everywhere. But yeah, but that's it. I wanted to add something. So lately, I put a lot of controversial topics. I started with the gold digging, and then with femininity and motherhood, and keeping the allure with the man. Remember, with a lot of this energetic concepts and the NLP concept, I didn't agree myself at the beginning, and I was fighting them also. Remember, we grew up with a particular set of beliefs, and we believe that those beliefs are the most accurate and the only truth. It is not always this way. Just because our mom believed this and put it in us, doesn't mean that this is the only truth. Usually, it's not. Again, our mothers, grandmothers could have been mistaken as well. They were humans and with their kind of projections and beliefs. Um, allow yourself, um, allow yourself to doubt your current beliefs, and allow yourself um, to start think a little different. As I said, I didn't agree with everything I'm telling you here, but now I agree. Till now, even there's certain points that I'm like a little skeptical, because I had different experience in my life, but I understand that most of it is true. Remember, in the world of energy, and we're living in the world of energy, there is no negative, no positive. Everything is just neutral, and it's up to us how we're going to make ourselves to feel about it. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Um, like thinking a certain way will not bring you nowhere. So yeah, I remember when we were teenagers, I had this set of friends. How do I remember? Because maybe right now I had this set of friends, and we used to basically, this was our entertainment, to talk how bad men are. We were teenagers, so the men that we were talking about were teenagers as well. Yet we were copying the older generations that were talking like this, and we were basically just listening. Like one of my friends, she has a mom that would always say that, and we were just copying her. Doesn't mean that it is truth. Men are not are not evils. They are really, really very like creatures that are helping us to develop. So allow yourself to think differently. Allow yourself to believe differently, and allow yourself this new ideas that I'm giving you right now. Just allow yourself to think, to to even think that this might be true, and then go from there. Okay, that's it. Um, That's it for today. If you have questions, you can send me. You can the next on Thursday, I think, will be how to become a muse. My God, I wrote it. It's so beautiful. And on Sunday we will see. If you have any ideas um, on the subject, let me know. As this dialogue was inspired by one of my clients. I wouldn't come up with this dialogue because I really much don't care about breakups. I wouldn't think twice. But I'm grateful that she gave me this idea, because after I start thinking about this, more and more of my clients are asking about it. So I think it would be good. Okay. The next topic will be how to become a muse. And the Sunday, I will see what it will be. I also hope you did watch the video that I put on Elevate Your Life, Remove Energetic Indebtedness. I put it on Wednesday evening, I think. So watch it. It's also very insightful and very good, especially now when it's the moon is waning. The new moon is talking about the moon. The new moon is on Wednesday, so I start energy alignments on Thursday. If you need, let me know. Okay, that's it. I'm grateful for all of you who are here and who weren't. You will be listening. If you have questions, ask. Enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your holidays, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Next Thursday will be a video. Next Sunday, I will talk to you. That's it. Thank you very much. Bye.